All right, guys, so here we are. Captain JC Remix, home base. Where are we?
This is it. Sailfish Marina in Palm Beach.
Sailfish Marina, West Palm. Also home base for Operation Sailfish. We got Mr. Braden Shoemaker from Raymarine.
Thank you very much.
He's hopping on with us today, riding along. Who's this guy in the back?
I don't know. I found him on the dock this morning.
Yeah, I'm not sure about him, but I don't know. We'll see how the day goes. And then I got Junior. He's in town from the University of Florida. Go Gators on college spring break. And yeah, boat's done. The full suite of Raymarine electronics are on board. We are in between Sailfish Challenge and Final Sail. This guy here's had a little bit of charter time, and I'm sure even though you're starting to work your way in, you probably got a few questions that we can bounce off this guy today.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna have some today.
So this tag along, how many sailfish bites did he have yesterday?
Chandler caught 11, but it's because I told him where to go. So.
All right, so there's been a few sailfish around. I even grabbed the slow pitch rod. Who knows, we may be able to muster up with that thing if we get a few good marks on the bottom. And we're gonna take you along for a ride for a little Q&A learning session with the new Raymarine electronics package on board Remix today.
Did I say 5 minutes or did I say 6 minutes?
You timed it, Cap. You timed it. Left long. Tight on the left long. Old Cappy up top. Cap Remix. It's all a free jumper. Say get ready. 5 minutes, he'll be in the spread. And literally, it's probably been 5 minutes.
Yeah, that might have actually been 5 minutes.
Walk forward or?
No. Just slowly back up.
Okay.
Maybe we'll get another one.
All right, guys, so we are sitting in about, I do like the fact that you can get those depths and really big numbers all the way back here from the screen. I can see 87 feet, so we're fishing on the shallower side.
It's weird that we haven't seen him yet.
All right, so 88 feet of water. I was able to see that all the way from the stern of the boat. Captain JC customized that screen, made the numbers really big and easy to see. See, we got a nice little swell pushing, a little north tide. We got an edge just outside of us. And he saw that flopper a little ways off the bow. And maybe it's him, maybe it's not, obviously. Probably some fish together, but either way, he called it. He called it. Getting a little bit of head swat action now.
I don't know what it is.
The blackfin?
I can't tell. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, it's a little blackfin.
Jamie, did you figure out what you got yet?
I think I got a little blackfin.
Maybe if you guys don't want him, Kenny might want him.
Or is it a bony? Does Kenny want a bonita?
Oh, nice.
I got PTSD from these things.
It is a
it's a
blackfin. Come on, man. I thought I saw black on that thing.
We don't know what it is.
Oh, it's a pretty nice blackfin, actually.
I was all excited for our 5-minute sail. It just swam right by us.
You're gonna make me look a fool.
That's why I left the cap there.
They made me think my species qualification degree was a little off. I thought I saw some black and gold. And then Chandler, he only likes to catch sailfish. So he was mad, and he just disrespected the blackfin and called it a bonita.
JC, I appreciate you having me out here. We got some kites flying, got a little blackfin in the boat. It's been a pretty good morning so far. You're into the boat a few weeks now. Had a chance to use it and run through the electronics a little bit. I'm sure you've got some questions.
Yeah.
What can I help you out with?
We were trying to figure out how to find the tides for whatever area we're in.
Yeah.
And I just couldn't find the magic button there.
Yeah, it's pretty, all we gotta do is we just touch and hold on the chart, kind of where you want to find a tide station. And we'll go to find nearest. And we've got that tides. And it's gonna bring up all your different tide stations. We've got Palm Beach, West Palm Beach Canal, Lake Worth, you can come on down here, Jupiter, wherever you want to get your tide for. We just touch on that area. We hit that more info, we got our tide chart right here.
Oh.
And it's going to tell you what tide we're at, what the level of the tide is. We can actually go to the next day if you want to see what the next day is or the previous day. You can touch anywhere on it and see at what time the different falling tides are or rising tides are.
Perfect.
So then just hit the X and you're right back on your chart.
And you can do that anywhere you are, just touch the screen and...
Yeah, you could do it anywhere. So if you wanted to, if you were planning a trip, let's say, down to the Keys or something, you could zoom in on the Keys and we could touch and hold. And again, just hit the find nearest and you go to tides. And now it's going to bring up all your different tide stations that are close to that mark that you just touched on the Keys, like Saddle Bunch Keys or something like that.
That's
and
perfect.
you can sit there and look at the tides. If we wanted to look a couple days out, if you got a tournament coming up or you're going fishing down there, get an idea what the tides are doing somewhere else. It doesn't have to be right next to the boat.
Right. Huh. That seems easy.
Yeah, and we just return to home. And
That's
so
a
you
huge
can do that
help.
find nearest, and that's going to give you all your chart objects right there.
All right. Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah.
That was one of my big questions. And a simple answer, too.
Yeah,
Nice.
for sure. And what's also kind of neat is on this chart page, you have this button down here. And this is where you can kind of quick access to a lot of different stuff. So you have a lot of your overlays, your radar overlay, AIS stuff. You can change different vectors, heading or course over ground. You can also change like your chart orientation if you want to run north up or heads up. And then you have your most recent waypoints right there as well. You can quickly navigate to them if you want.
Awesome. All right. Thank you very much. Nice.
You! Nice
There you go, buddy.
Good dolly, right?
That is a good one.
Probably go 13, 14 pounds.
Biggest I've gone in years.
There you go, grab
Yeah,
your
right.
picture with it.
Hey, no big dolphin right here.
All right, so while we got Cap down below, this is something that I had a question for you. We both got the open array, the 12 kW.
Yeah, 12 kW Magnum.
Right, and so we're coming into springtime fishing, Mahi fishing for you,
Yeah.
maybe some tuna fishing in the past.
Yep.
Hopefully, definitely some tuna fishing for me. Obviously, I've heard great things about the bird mode feature. So,
Yeah.
how do we dial that up inside the Raymarine unit? In terms of pinpoint accuracy with marking birds and stuff.
Yeah, so doing bird mode's really easy. We're just gonna go into our radar app right here, and we're gonna come up to our menu. You're gonna see mode right here. Right now we're in coastal because we're right next to shore. We're gonna go ahead and put it in bird. That's gonna optimally tune the radar for finding birds. One thing that I also like to do when I'm in bird mode is I like to go into targets, and I'm gonna go into my target settings, and I'm gonna turn trails on. And 30 seconds is what it defaults at. That's a good default for what we want to do. And the reason I like to put trails on is because it's going to help me distinguish between birds and boats. I'm going to see that mark that's 2, 3, 4 miles away, whatever it may be. And with trails on, if it's leaving a nice straight trail, it's probably a boat. Birds don't usually fly too straight.
Right.
But it's also nice when you're on some rougher days, is that sometimes you'll see that bird just kind of flash on the screen. Mm-hmm. And if you keep seeing that same flash over that same trail area, that's a good indication that there's something always in that location. Waves are going to be really random. If birds are working and feeding, they're going to be diving down, and you're going to keep picking them up on the radar depending on where you are in the sea state. Okay. So being able to pick those marks up over that same trail really does help. So I like to turn trails on. I think it helps me distinguish birds from other wave tops or boats.
There's a question I'll ask you in the middle of that. Like, how far out can this radar pretty reliably mark birds? Like, I probably wouldn't want to go more than 3 to 4 miles, but what do you feel like are the capabilities of it?
I mean, I'd feel really comfortable at 6 miles.
Okay.
I mean, I think on a good calm day, you're going to see probably, you might be able to see around the 8 mark.
Okay.
A lot of it's also going to depend on how high up your radar is, what the waves are like that day, the sea conditions.
Okay.
There he is.
Yes, up jumping.
Watch that right side.
Tight off the bow. It was just, we've had a little rough luck here. I'm sure we've been trying the patience of Captain Remix. We've had 4 what we like to call Palm Beach releases, which means we just saw them and we did not actually get the release on leader, but we just say it was a release anyways. Sharks are unreal, man. Unreal. I think he's getting eaten right now. Is he? Can you see him? JC?
I think the shark's got him.
I think the shark's got him. Yeah, the shark's on him. Son of a... Ah!
Oh no, he's right here. He's trying to run away from the sharks. That's why he's pulling so hard. He's got like 10 bull sharks after him.
I'm gonna try to put a little more heat on him then. He's right here.
Sharks are relentless. Whoa, watch out! Holy moly, man.
Come on, buddy. We're just trying to help you out. I think we can get him with a little bump in the...
Uh-oh, shark.
Lock it up here.
Let him go. Let him go. Let's not get eaten by the sharks. Nicely done.
There he is, swimming off. And that's the unfortunate reality of what you deal with, because we can't get...
There's so many sharks under the boat.
We can't get federal fisheries to listen and realize that there is a real problem here off Florida. There was 4 giant bull sharks circling that shark right there. Circling that sailfish. That we're gonna make a fast meal of him, and thankfully, not trying to pat myself on the back, but I obviously caught some fish. I'm an experienced angler. He's an experienced captain. He's an experienced mate. It's the only reason that fish is alive right now. That's it. And if we didn't get it actually in the water, you don't believe me. Look at that screen right there. Those are sharks. Those are bull sharks that are literally sitting 25 feet under the bottom. They've become trained to know that these fish get hooked. They're an easy meal. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's tunas, bottom fish, sailfish.
Yeah.
There's a lot of great, he could speak to it more as a full-time charter guy.
Anything we like, they like.
Everybody uses their boats differently, different screens, different settings. Like there's just not one size that fits all, right? So how about like customizing your screen for a certain setup that would be like, you know, JC would want to use? How would we do that?
Yeah, so to do a custom screen, we're going to just touch on the screen and hold there, we get a plus mark. I'm gonna do a three-way split right here, and we're gonna do a chart, and I'm gonna do a fishing chart. I'm gonna do a fish finder, I'm gonna do a high chirp, and then I'm gonna do a low chirp. Three-way split screen. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and hit next, and I'm gonna save the name. I can name it whatever I want to. I can come into this page, and we're just going to dismiss. We don't wanna do our bathy chart right now. We'll go ahead and select the chart. We're gonna run our Navionics chart here. So I can come into this page, and what's interesting is I can really customize this to be what I want it to be. I can come into my menu, and I just go to my settings, and I have my page settings here. And I can edit some data overlays. Let's say I want to add depth. I'm going to go in here, I'm going to add depth, put my depth marker on here. What's cool is I can touch on depth, and I can make it really big if I wanted to. If I wanted a really big depth mark down here, I could have that.
The drag and drop is super
Yeah, you
cool.
just drag and drop it wherever you want to put it.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool. So I could do that. I want to add another one. Let's say I want to do water temp. I'm going to go to my environment here, and I'm going to select water temp. You know, let's say I want to keep that one a little bit small. We're going to take water temp. We'll put it just kind of over here on one of our fish finder pages, and I can just hit done. What I can also do, let's say that I just need my chart as a reference, but I'm really concentrating on what my two sounders here are showing me, is I can go back into my page settings, and we can adjust the split ratio. So I can come over here and just kind of drag this over.
Oh, that's cool.
And I can have now a real small chart, but a really big sounder page here. And I just go ahead and hit save. So,
let's say for that top section where you've got a high chirp, if I wanted to go into like bottom lock mode to get a closer look at the bottom, like we've got the slow pitch rod on the boat.
Yeah.
How do you add that to your high chirp screen?
Yeah, so all I would do is I would just touch on the high chirp screen just to make sure that that's the highlighted box. And I'd come into my menu, and I'm gonna go into my sounder settings. Sorry, I'm going to come into my menu and I'm going to go into my sounder display. And you have some options of stuff that you can turn on. We could turn on our A scope. If we wanted to run an A scope, we could run an A scope. Here's your bottom lock that you were talking about right here. So we can turn on bottom lock.
So the mechanical wheels for settings, when you hit the menu drop down, that's what will take you into those options.
Yeah, this is your sonar display. It's what do I want it to look like. So what we're going to get is we're going to get that bottom lock, and we can then adjust the range that bottom lock is going to be on. The other way that's kind of neat that you can get a good look at what the bottom is with zoom. So I can take my fingers, I can pinch in and start a zoom, then I can just adjust the zoom window, and I can move it right over the bottom.
Oh.
So now I've got a full screen high chirp or half screen high chirp, and I've got half screen zoomed in.
Gotcha.
And if we really wanted to take a good look at those sharks, we can just move it up into the water column.
There you go.
Those sharks just seem to be lingering under the boat all day. So.
All right, well, I should have known. The Remix has 2 charters in one day. Sucks to be popular, huh? Sucks to be popular. So we're gonna cut this. We're gonna head in. We got a little dolphin and tuna to fillet up.
There you go.
We're gonna send you home with some fresh eats.
We'll take it.
And JC, I mean, do you feel like Braden has made you a more educated Raymarine
No, for sure.
user?
The whole tide thing is much easier than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
And setting up the different pages, everything you basically said is going to help that bird
Well, and you're going to get them
yeah.
him upgraded on the newest Lighthouse version software, so
Yep, we'll
that
get him.
set drift feature that you guys have going on, which is super cool.
Yeah, we'll get them a software update here pretty soon, and then I appreciate you having us on board and giving us the opportunity to show you a couple things.
Thank you guys. It was very educational.
For people watching the video, whether they're current Raymarine customers or maybe in the market for some new electronics and looking at this kind of stuff, you guys, is it your YouTube channel that you have a number of how-to or tutorial videos with the product?
Yeah, we've got a lot of stuff on our YouTube channel. We also have all of our Raymarine lives that Jim McGowan's done saved there. And also keep a lookout for future Raymarine lives. We take deep dives into different features or different things that you can do with it. We've done some different fishing sections, some radar sections, so take a look at that stuff. I think you'll find it pretty interesting.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
I learned a lot myself. I'm loving my new equipment. My son's, he's coerced me into a trip Friday before he goes back to college. So
There you go.
we're gonna take some of what we learned here today, and hopefully we'll see you guys for the next Fish Blue Water adventure.